Welcome to the Sailor Noob podcast, where a superfan and a noob talk about the original Sailor Moon episode by episode. I'm your host, Mikan Hana, joined by my co-host.
I'm the noob, Caliban, and I need an easy friend. I do. With an ear to land.
I do.
Inside joke.
Yes. And we're a couple of magical people ready to moon prison power make up this episode. Sailor Noob is a part of the Just Enough Trope Network. Today we are talking about episode number 11, Usagi to Rei Taiketsu Yume Rando no Akumu, in Japanese, or Usagi vs. Rei, Nightmare in Dreamland, the English translation, and the English title, Nightmare in Dreamland.
Yeah, that's a gimme right there.
Right. No creativeness was used
Just
whatsoever.
take that down.
Yeah. So without further ado, Cal, would you like to...
Oh, we're going to jump right into it.
Yeah.
I want a little bit of a do.
Oh, okay.
I had a question.
Sure, shoot.
Is Rei a tsundere?
Okay, I don't know what that word means.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, you do. Tsundere. Well, let me help you out.
yeah, please help me out.
We're old school anime fans, so
Yeah.
we don't know like a lot of the terminology, like the new wave of people that are probably like in their 30s now.
This is true.
It's for like a character who is usually like mean. You know, it's always a girl usually, and then it's like mean or like hostile, but later on like becomes like softer and warmer, usually because of a boy. So you see this a lot in like harem animes, you know, or even just like in a, you know, like a romantic, like a guy and girl thing where
Sure.
it's like, Baka, you, I hate you.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
later
yeah.
on it's like, oh, Shinji-kun, there you go.
Yeah, sure.
Like Asuka.
Uh-huh,
People
sure.
say that although there's something much more complicated going on psychologically in the case of Evangelion. But,
Yeah,
because I'm just, you know, I've just met this person.
yes.
And now I have some thoughts about them.
To be perfectly honest, I don't know that she does soften a whole lot.
Okay.
Because...
If that's just who you are, then that's what you are.
So, I mean, she's a little mean to Usagi in particular.
Well, we're gonna
I feel
get into
like,
that.
yeah,
For sure.
I've always felt that way, and it's just like the way that they interact with each other. They clash so much,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's because they have similar tastes,
Ooh,
or
we're gonna get into
what
that
it is.
too.
Yeah, but
All right. Well, let's not wreck it too much.
we won't.
But, all right. So asked and answered.
yes.
All right.
So
My suspicions are unfounded.
well, time shall tell, I suppose. Let's do a
Sailor of Time?
sailor. Well,
We're going to get to that too.
we will get to that.
All right. So let's just get into the recap.
Yes.
Speaking of Rei, Luna's got everybody back together at the Hikawa Shrine at the
Yes.
beginning of this episode for a team meeting, and she's really feeling her role at this point. I think I have to, like, again, don't know anything, titular noob,
Yeah.
but I would have to say that, you know, if she's like the sort of heavenly sort of guide who's sent to these girls or whatever, she's
Yes.
the Clarence angel sent from heaven.
Yeah.
This is like, she's like, finally, I get my wings. I get to be in charge. I'm the Charlie to these angels.
Right.
You know? And nobody's paying attention to her.
Well,
In
this
fact,
is
they're all
true.
doing different stuff.
Yeah.
She's trying to talk about their important mission. Usagi sees that Rei has a Sailor V comic book, and that's
Yep.
all she can think about. And they start wrestling over that. You know, I was I was wondering, like, if Sailor V is a comic book in this show, tangent, new record for earliness of a
Oh,
tangent.
it's fine.
Is Naoko Takeuchi, is she in this universe? Because she did a Sailor V comic book as well, the manga.
Yeah, that is a really good question. I don't know that ever gets answered.
No.
I'll have to
Well, thanks.
look into that.
Yeah, I know.
And get back to you.
I wouldn't. It's just pointing it out. Anyway, they're fighting. Ami is just studying because she's
Right.
kind of one note so far. And Luna says,
Oh.
"You guys, we got to concentrate here. We got to find this princess. This
Yes.
is our mission to find the princess.
Yes.
And Rei and Usagi, as you pointed out before, seem to argue, possibly because they're more similar than they'd like to admit. They both think, well, she's clearly going to have a sign on her. Like, that says princess. And if she doesn't, then it's not the princess.
Right.
Not great. Luna is not happy about that.
No.
And of course, Ami is the teacher's pet. She says that they should keep fighting these Yoma until Luna can find out where the princess is. So top marks for her.
Yes.
Kiss ass. And she's actually doing a little extra credit because she read an article that says that 50 people have gone missing.
I know.
At Dreamland, this new
amusement
park in town.
Yes.
We're going to get back to that. Meanwhile, in the Dark Kingdom, things are getting bad. We've seen Jadeite fail 10 times now.
True.
And he's getting the riot act from Beryl at the beginning of this episode.
Yes, he is.
Because he let another sailor soldier be added to the ranks.
Yes.
And he's only got 57 more chances, and then that's it. But he's got a plan that he says, and he's going to try to kill all the girls.
Right.
But she basically wraps it up with, keep it up, and you're going to get replaced. So we're going to leave that where it is. Meanwhile, back at Dreamland, which actually means something else. I don't know if this was on anybody's mind, but there was actually, in 1969, a slaying at an amusement park in Pennsylvania called Dreamland.
Oh,
a pair
you're
of
kidding
teenagers were killed by like a biker gang. And two of the biker gang people were tried and convicted of the killings, but it was always actually murky as to who was really responsible. It seemed like those are the two they could get.
Yeah.
This is actually on My Favorite Murder, the podcast, true crime podcast, if that's what you're into. So
Okay.
look into that. But this is just a simple, harmless amusement park where 50 people have disappeared.
Yeah, harmless.
At the park, a policeman is giving a press conference and claiming, oh, there's no problem here. The press very rightly brings up that 50 people are missing.
Yes.
And the cop says, people come in, they come out. Who knows where anybody is?
Right.
And he kicks the press out, and then we see that cop has earrings and a sharp sense of style. It is Jadeite.
Yes.
In the white gloves and everything.
Yes.
The girls are trying to make sense of, they're at the park now, and they're trying to make sense of whether the people disappeared at the park or like on the way home. We just know that 50 people are missing.
Jadeite said that all the same amount of people entered, the same amount of people left. That's what he said.
Did they have replacement people or something?
Yeah,
like that?
I don't know.
Or they just subtract 50 from their admissions for that
Maybe.
day. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
But Luna makes the really great point that everybody who disappeared went to this park. So it doesn't matter if they're here or wherever they are. They're gone.
Yes.
They disappear. So we got to take care of that. What do you guys think? And Usagi's hitting that merry-go-round. Woo!
Good old Usagi.
Everyone is mad at her.
Yep.
And this is where I want to introduce a new feature of the show. Something I'd like to call the dumb bunny scale.
Oh.
We like our Usagi dumb, but wow, she's gotten really dumb now that there are other sailors to carry the weight. And I don't know why this show seems so intent on assassinating her character. So every week I'm going to chart how dumb they're writing Usagi.
Okay.
Give me a break.
That's fair.
Anime protagonists, Goku is dumb, but he is effective, and pure of heart. Vash the Stampede, he's not a genius, but he can usually take care of himself.
Yeah.
So why is Usagi so dumb now? And this week, and you'll see over the course of this recap and the show, the events involved, I'm going to give it a 9 on the dumb bunny scale. Highest is worst. That's the most dumb.
Okay.
This is not a great episode for our depiction
Usagi.
of Usagi as being a responsible sailor soldier. But anyway, as she is complaining about being yelled at, 9 on the dumb bunny scale.
Yes.
She comes face to face with a lion, like you do. Is there a zoo here as well? Everybody's freaked out. And then the lion talks, which you think wouldn't mess them up so bad since they're hanging out with a talking cat.
Right.
But a princess shows up. A princess-looking girl shows up and says, oh, no, he's a mechanical lion. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's fine then.
Right.
Sure.
I know.
That was like Chuck E. Cheese. It's
I
like the Rock-afire explosion or something.
Except they all walk around.
In animation, it's just a talking lion.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a talking cat, talking lion, whatever. Well, anyway, Usagi sees the princess, and nobody ever seems to... They just talked about finding a princess.
I know.
But I don't feel like they hit this very much.
No, they didn't.
But Usagi is totally pumped because it's the Dream Princess.
Yes.
This is like the Mickey Mouse of Dreamland, like the mascot. And the Dream Princess reveals that she has a remote control apple that makes the animals go, I guess. And then she goes, check this out. Do. And like squirrels and deer and all kinds of robot animals apparently are coming out.
Yes.
This I don't understand this world at all. Usagi is just having a ball. She loves it.
Yeah.
But Rei is our sort of ghost detector, and she says, I don't like what's going on. I detect a strange aura here. Mm-hmm. The princess tells them there's a show at the candy house in an hour.
Yes.
Nothing strange about a candy house in fairy tales or anything like that. And they push into the candy house, and there's this ominous theme playing. And we as we get inside, we get the jade-eyed hand shot where he's draining the energy. He says he's going to trap the sailors in the candy house. And inside, we suddenly see a flash of like 50 unconscious children, maybe? Maybe more? Very, very bleak. Everybody wants to split up and search. And so, of course, me and Luna, BFFs, run off.
I know.
And leave Rei and Usagi together. Rei is fairly sure that this princess is a bad dude.
Yes.
But Usagi can't believe it, and she's just chilling with a rabbit. Rei sees the princess giving a kid a ride on a mechanical bear, and she's like, no, get off of there. And then Usagi's like, no, have fun, ride. And they start to get in a fight. And the best part is while this is going on, the bear is in the frame. The bear is like a sweat drop. It's like, Ugh. And they're tugging the kid back and forth. The kid's mom shows up. They get in trouble. We cut to Usagi and Rei on one of those kiddie trains, like at the kiddie park. And Rei's like, it feels like that we're just enjoying the park. And Usagi's like, no, this is patrolling. We're going around. We're going to look for everything on the train. 9 out of 10. The train is conducted by a panda, I just wanted to point out, too. And we never find out if that is a remote control panda or a person in a suit. So,
but it's definitely a talking panda.
And very conscientious.
Yes.
Because Usagi wants the panda to stop. And it's like, oh, ma'am, I can't just stop the train at any time.
It's like going like 5 miles per hour.
It turns out that Smug Guy is on the train too.
Yes.
Usagi runs into him. He starts making fun of Usagi's hair, and Rei joins in. 9 out of 10 on the Dumb Bunny scale. What is happening on my show?
I want to mention something just real quick. So he calls her Dango Atama, which Dango
is like the hair buns or dumplings, right?
They're dumplings. They're made out of rice flour. They're similar. They're related to mochi, and they're very spherical. And there's usually like 3 of them on like a skewer. And there's many different kinds that you can get. In the English dub, he calls her meatball head because I guess dumpling head doesn't translate as well. So
that works.
Yeah,
that's a good regionalization.
Yeah.
So the train ride continues. Later on the train ride, actually right after this, Rei whispers to Usagi that Smug Guy looks a lot like Tuxedo Mask, don't you think? Michael Scott gif, thank you. But we don't really explore that because Usagi cannot handle this idea. She is not willing to countenance that. Usagi and Rei meet up with Luna, and she says that Ami has already gone inside the candy house for this show that's going to happen.
Yes.
Inside, the Dream Princess's show starts, and she sprays like pink gas on everybody. They all get knocked out, and immediately their energy gets drained. So we know which side she's on. Ami realizes that the apple is the source of the princess's power or control, but she's out. She passes out.
Yes.
The girls run up to the castle. They can't get inside. Luna tells them to transform. They do. And we get Mars and Usagi transforming, and it's kind of like a hybrid version of the song that usually plays, because usually it's like, oh, that's the Moon Prism Power Tiara.
Yes.
But the regular transformation song starts with Mars, and then it kind of dips down and then comes back in as Usagi transforms right after her. So I can't wait till there's like 8 sailors and just half the show is just them transforming. But anyway, we can really eat up time now. But anyway, now they're both together. Mars immediately blasts open the door, and Jadeite is waiting for them right away. They run into the Dream Princess backstage, and she hits him with the gas. Yes. And they think that they're in a garden, and she tries to put a chaplet on Usagi's head, but Mars knocks it away. It turns out it's a snake, and it bites Mars.
Yes.
So things are getting serious. But Mars she starts turning to stone. Her hand becomes like stone.
Yes.
And she uses her shrine magic,
Yes.
the power of Shinto,
Yes.
to unpetrify herself.
Yes.
So that's interesting, but it works.
Yes.
Can't argue with that. The princess, does this weird thing. She retracts her head like a turtle.
I know.
And then this music
So
box starts
creepy.
playing. Yeah. And she turns into like an evil clockwork doll version of herself.
Yes.
Called Moolid.
Yes. But
And her voice gets really creepy. She's like,
"You're in a lot of trouble now."
there's some discrepancies about the bad guy's name in this episode.
well, when we get to the
we'll
villain
get to
thing,
it,
I think
yeah.
we should dig into that there.
Okay, sounds good.
She blows out some more gas. Why change now? And now they're in a forest. And Tuxedo Mask shows up on a white horse.
I know.
And the girls they're loving this. They're both loving this. They're 100% in. And now they're riding a merry-go-round with Tuxedo Mask. And it looks bad. But then a Throne Rose comes in. And the real Tuxedo Mask shows up and says, "You should dream only when you're sleeping. Goodbye." Thanks, Tuxedo Mask. That's
Does
his contribution.
stuff like that a lot.
And so he dispels the illusion. Turns out they're just riding brooms.
Yes.
And so the doll's like, more gas?
Yeah.
And the girls are like, let's just go this time. We're just going to run away. We haven't figured this out yet. So they and Luna run away. And they meet up with Ami, and she tells them about the apple. And Luna says, "You all have to work together because we got to get this apple. We got to beat this Yoma." Mercury transforms, and we get our first triple team. All three sailors are working against the bad guy, and they do the whole. They give A to B to C to D to E. They do the whole thing. Shaban spray. Mars hits her with a prayer slip and paralyzes her. We get a Moon Tiara action. We got a Fire Soul going on the Moon Tiara action.
Which
we
is
got
pretty
flaming
cool.
Tiara comes on.
Yes.
Boom, done.
Yes.
I wanted to ask something real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe I should save. I'm going to save this for clothing. We'll get
okay.
to it later. And I like how when Mooley dies, she throws the tiara coming at her, and I like how the fact that the show acknowledges. It's sort of like the Kamehameha. This is Dragon Ball's like my only frame of reference. He can shoot this huge beam that'll destroy somebody.
Sure.
But it takes like 2 minutes for him to charge it up.
Okay,
and
sure.
then he's got to yell the thing out, which is about a minute and a half. And so at any point, the bad guy could just go,
Well, I'm
just
just
going
going to attack you.
step to the left.
Or, well, that too. Yeah.
So they've got to like have somebody grab him and then like shoot us both. And so, yeah, the Moon Tiara action, not the fastest attack, but in this case, things paralyzed. And it's in the translation, the one we had, she's like, "I can't move. Shoot." But she gets hit. She explodes and dissolves. The entire castle dissolves.
Yes.
No big deal. Everybody's still having fun at the park.
Yep.
Everybody gets ice cream, and Usagi drops hers.
I know.
9 out of 10. And that's it.
Welcome to Virtual Theater. I'm Andy Spiteri.
And I'm Gooey Fame.
The day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
If you're a gamer, a movie buff, or both, you're going to want to check out our podcast on video game movies and the stories that shape them.
Luigi, it's a mushroom. Come on.
Trust the fungus.
We let you decide which movies we cover via Twitter poll. So be sure to follow us on Twitter at Virtual Theater X.
Right, you can hear him talking.
Yeah. Pika, pika, pika.
They can't understand me, kid.
And give us 2 thumbs up by subscribing on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The fate of billions will depend upon you. Sorry.
We are a part of the Just Enough Trope Network.
So for Kyoru Miru, Curiously Looking Around, where we talk about elements of Japanese culture in the show, I thought we would talk about theme parks in Japan.
Sure.
So there are quite a few theme parks. They include Universal Studios, Disneyland, Nikko Adamura, which is modeled to be a town in a samurai time period.
Oh, cool.
Toei Eigamura, which is an amusement park and a film set. They actually film TV shows and films there. Also kind of samurai time. And then there's another park called, and this is in Dutch, so I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Huis ten Bosch. Made to look like a Dutch town with windmills and everything. And then there's Tobu World Square, which is monuments from around the world scaled down. And then there's...
It's like Epcot?
Yeah. And then there's Spain Mura, which is made to look like a Spanish town. And they also have Legoland and Moomin Valley Park, which is the Moomin characters by the Finnish writer and illustrator
Right,
Tove
yeah.
Jansson.
That's really popular there.
It is very popular. But while I was doing my research, one thing that I came across was that Universal Studios in Japan, which is in Osaka, in both 2018 and 2019 had a Sailor Moon, I guess it's kind of a ride, but it's more of like a show.
Okay.
At the park. So in 2018, it was Sailor Moon: The Miracle 4D, and it ran from March 2018 to the end of June 2018. And then they redid it in 2019. The 2018, it was just the Inner Scouts. In 2019, they added the Outer Scouts.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
So they're more of the sailors. So basically, the gist of the story is the audience. It's an immersive show.
Mm-hmm.
So like they squirt water at you and the seats move, that sort of thing. And the Sailor Scouts need your assistance because they've gone to the park. They've sensed some evil at the park.
Look, honey, I've seen T2 The Experience. Okay, I know how these things work.
Yeah, I know, but so apparently, in this case, there is a Yoma who is stealing the energy from the park's guests.
Oh,
it's
so
too real.
Shouldn't you just like lay down then and go? That's how you're contributing to the show?
Probably, yeah. But you're
but not you guys. You're all right.
Yeah, exactly. You
we
guys
need
are helping
your
us.
help.
Exactly. And I guess this was part of the quote Universal Cool Japan marketing. Like they do like.
Are they just trying to compete? Because Disney's huge over there. Like,
yeah.
Tokyo Disney, I know they got an Epcot. Like, that's doing great. So I guess they're really trying to move in there.
Yeah, and they do like different anime rides and that sort of thing. Like every year they try to do different things.
Huh.
And they also had like a cafe and a shop, and the cafe had Sailor Moon treats.
Well, well, I'm sure we'll be able to talk about cafes and stuff like that in the future.
Yes.
I know that's huge too.
It is. And do you remember we were looking at...
Do they have roller coasters?
Yes, they do.
Do you have to be this tall to ride?
I think you probably do.
That's probably lower.
Okay, probably.
Okay, that's just, all right.
That's
just genetics.
There's another amusement park called Fuji-Q Highland. It's located at the base of Mount Fuji. And it is known for having, like...
people disappearing?
No. Known for having, like... Guinness record-breaking roller coasters.
Okay. Yeah, don't pause.
No, okay.
Okay, all right.
I won't.
So, okay, cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, they have roller coasters that break like the how fast you go, or like how steep.
Their screams are Dopplering as they go by. I look, you don't have to sell me. I get it.
Yeah. And at the Fuji-Q Highland, they also have Evangelion World, which is like an exhibit.
Oh, don't tell! I know all about that.
Yeah. So
they've
got a lot of
Evangelion show.
Yeah, I know. They got a lot of fun stuff.
Noob on Genesis Evangelion.
Yes.
Evangelion Noob.
Yeah, Evangelion Noob. I like it.
All right, we'll work on it.
Okay.
What else?
So I just want to mention some other anime attractions that have been at Universal. Have been Detective Conan, Lupin the Third, Attack on Titan, and Evangelion vs. Godzilla, which I kind of want to see.
Yeah, why doesn't that exist already?
Well,
No, I mean, like, why wasn't that a cartoon?
Oh, that's a good point.
Or an OVA or something.
Yeah, I don't know why.
OAV. Whoops. OVA. Why wasn't it an OVA?
Yes.
Aren't the OVA in Evangelion?
Yes, exactly. So in Itadakimasu with Usagi, what did Usagi eat in the episode? We did touch upon this already. Her and Rei get soft serve ice cream and a cone.
Pretty standard.
And she thinks Rei's is bigger than hers.
Yeah.
So then she runs after her, and then hers falls.
I feel like my entire life I've been eating ice cream, and it was sugar cone or the cellophane.
Yeah, I know what you're
Cardboard
talking about.
cone.
Yeah.
And then, maybe 10, 15 years ago, suddenly it was Game On, and it's diamond encrusted, filled to the brim with glitter or something like that. It's all these different things now. But the Japanese are way ahead of us on, like, pimping out food items.
Well, this is true.
So do they have, like, just crazy cones over there?
I don't know that they really have crazy, like, cones. Like, they go all out with, like, their parfaits.
Yeah.
They do have, like a vanilla and matcha ice cream swirl. Like, we have a vanilla and chocolate ice cream swirl. So, yeah. So I haven't experienced, like, a all decked out cone before, but I guess I would not be surprised if it existed.
Okay.
So for My Heart is a Kaleidoscope, where we talk about fashion and Sailor Moon, I thought we could talk about both Ami and Rei's outfits, which I think are a little ridiculous. I don't know. I feel like they're making Ami look like an old lady because she
dresses conservatively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's wearing an aqua pencil skirt, a button-up blouse with a blue tie at the neck, and then a pink cardigan.
Yeah.
And then Rei is wearing, like, white jeans, a long-sleeve green shirt, and a yellow button-up shirt on top that is tied at the front at, like, her midriff.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is happening?
This is tsundere gear for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all fun day wear.
Yeah, I suppose.
I wanted to, and then the Princess of Darkness, so the Dream Princess or whatever, has a real. I was trying to think if it was supposed to evoke something in particular. It felt familiar to me, but anyway, it's like your typical storybook princess sort of thing, very pink and blue sort of pastel colors and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
My big question was, and I don't know how to broach this. I'll try to do it as sensitively as I can, but there is, of course, in anime, a long-running tradition of the panty shot.
Yes.
Or the sort of fan servicey type thing.
Yes.
And as a show that is aimed at young girls, we mostly escape that in this. And yet there was one particular scene where we get a full-on sort of panty peek from Mars. And my question is that go towards her, like, personality or something? Do you know what I mean? Are they trying to say something about her? And hold on, before we formulate any thoughts.
Yes.
I'm asking this openly. I'm not leading this anywhere.
I know.
I'm just trying to figure out why, for a bunch of girls who run around with the shortest, like, skirts you can imagine, they fastidiously sort of avoid this thing. And I don't know if it was just, there's a million animators and one's like, and then we're going to do this. It's like, oh, okay, I guess we'll do that, because it just happens in every other show. Or if it's supposed to be like, she doesn't care, you know what I mean? Or
well, it could be construed as that.
She's the one that wears heels. Again, I'm not going anywhere with this.
I know.
They added, was it episode 7 where they add nail polish to Usagi's transformation?
Oh, I don't remember what episode they
because up to that point
you're
seeing her palm, and then they change it to the back of her hand, and she gets the glowing
fun
nail polish.
I know, even though she's wearing gloves. So
well, they wrap around.
Yeah, that's true.
Look, it's Moon Prism Power makeup.
I know it is. Well, the creator Naoko Takeuchi has always said that she feels like the anime is more from a male point of view because there were more male creators on that.
So get in tune with Sailor Moon, with the Boom anime babes,
right? And like, as opposed to the manga, which she drew and wrote herself.
Where everyone is in culottes the entire time.
Well, I didn't say that. One thing I want to say though is, and I'm not 100% sure about this, but I feel like their outfits, instead of just being a separate top and a skirt, I feel like it's a unitard and a skirt. So even though it was like a panty shot, like it was like a unitard shot.
Sure. But I'm just saying, like, I guess I am leading you somewhere because I am saying that my theory is correct, or at least I think it's a strong theory. I mean, we talked about a buttoned-up character like Mercury, who literally completes her transformation with her knees together. which can be like a sign of sort of like weakness or retiring personality.
Sure.
But it's also like her knees are literally together.
You are right.
And her hands are up like, hey. And she's like clearly like this young, innocent girl. Whereas like Mars is like, I'm going to kick you in the face. And you're going to see my panties, but you're going to be unconscious after that. What do I care? In fact, unless she had to have a Sailor Moon dress code, she'd probably wear like slacks or something like that to fight, or like a kama or something like that.
Yeah,
so I'm just thinking
you're
it's
probably
like
right.
her personality, like she's like, whatever, I'm just going to kick you in the face.
I think you might be onto something.
But I mean, they can show that though without like showing the woman's
that.
underwear to us.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it was kind of like a cheap thing.
Well, I'm not saying they did it that way. That's literally why I was asking.
Yeah, I know.
So we'll be on panty watch going forward.
Yes. For villain gauge, rate a baddie, where we rate a baddie from 1 to 5 dark stars, 5 being the most wicked. So you said her name was like
Mooly Gooly.
Muludo or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I swear it was spelled differently. And then the Japanese-ified version was Muriro.
Sounds about right.
It's maybe very similar. But so I started like looking up the bad guys' names to see if they mean anything.
Oh, good.
It means rat in Spanish. I don't think they were trying to do
I don't think
that.
that means anything. Yeah, okay.
But I do kind of feel like when she transforms in the mechanical doll, I kind of feel like her outfit is like the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm also...
At least it was that and not like an otter or some other mascot for an anthropomorphic castle or something like that with big eyes.
Well, and I also kind of feel like...
die now.
I also kind of felt like with the candy house, it reminded me of Candyland a little bit, like the game.
Is there a kid? Yeah, there's a Candyland princess.
There's
isn't
a
there?
princess. Yeah, I swear she's like Frost something or other.
Or is it like a Pippi Longstocking type character?
There are a couple of different female characters in that.
Oh wow! I didn't realize there was so much representation.
All right,
in Candyland.
Yes. So let's talk about Murito a little bit. I mean, that apple is pretty ridiculous, and I think it's super creepy that she pulls her head in to transform.
Did Japan? Let's get serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is creepy. I got a Return to Oz feel out of it.
Oh, good
Remember
point.
the lady whose
yes.
head comes off, but it attaches to like a disc that's on her neck, and she has that disc.
Yeah, and she has a whole bunch of heads.
If you spend like 2,000-3,000 years just wearing wooden shoes and walking around, and then a bunch of people are like, well, here you go, cars.
Right.
Do you just kind of really go hard in the paint as far as like cultural appropriation goes? And I don't mean appropriation in the negative way that we use it. I'm just saying taking things, because lions,
yeah,
that's pretty new, right? In
yes.
Japan. Apples, the idea of a Gothic princess or a European style princess, like
right.
This is a real cultural mishmash.
It is.
This park. And I wondered if it all was supposed to mean something, because the apple has got a lot of symbolism for the West. Mm-hmm. Japan's like, yeah, persimmons, I guess. Like it's not really the same.
No.
And then you've got a lion, which is like a, Western, it's not Western, it's African, but you know what I mean, creature, and the dress. And I got a real like Narnia vibe out of it.
Oh, I could see that too. Well,
because their
like,
fairy tales, they got fairy tales, but they're not.
Absolutely.
This is a very European fairy tale.
It's a Western
park.
fairy tale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then there's
white people fairy tale park.
Yeah, there was a snake too. I mean, with an apple.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So this doll is the devil.
Yes. So what you were talking before about Rei using her Shinto speciality, it's what she does is called Kuji Goshin Ho. It's a ritual where you shout 9 words of significance, and they're Rin, Pyo, To, Sha, Kai, Jin, Retsu, Zai, Zen. And then, like, you do corresponding hand signals.
Right. Yeah.
And then she yells, evil spirit be exorcised. And then she tosses...
No, exorcise was episode 6.
Good one. And she tosses one of the sheets of paper, the parchment is called o-fuda.
O-fuda.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, I think she's pretty creepy. I like that the scouts all have to work together to banish her. And
Yeah.
I love that fire on the tiara. That was really cool.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, no rating?
Oh, okay. I give her 4 dark stars.
Okay. I'm going to give her 3. And it's not because I don't like her. We spend a lot of time with her. There are other episodes where it's just, I'm dead.
Right.
She's like integrated into this thing.
She is.
Which I guess I kind of like, but ultimately she's like, I think there's too much. She's too busy. There's too much going on.
I
you got
see
the
what
princess
you're saying.
thing. She has an apple for some reason.
Yeah.
She's got talking animals.
Yes.
Every time her whole thing is just shoot gas and then
I know.
shoot gas again and then shoot it again. She doesn't do anything.
Valid
She's got a
point.
great transformation, and a cool look when she transforms. So that's kind of where all her points are coming from. But she doesn't make it above 3 for me. She's fine.
Okay.
This is a fine
Passable
monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Should we talk about Ray a little bit more?
We can.
Sailor Mars. So yeah, I think as we talked about, that her and Usagi are constantly at each other's throats.
Is she older than the other girls?
I think she's the same age, but she's more mature.
Well, okay.
She's more put together.
Because I'm trying to imagine like Usagi holding on a job, and like Ray is
Right.
14 years old, and she's a shrine maiden, and presumably goes to school, and
She does.
so we got all this going on.
Yeah, she's very responsible. And I think she has unlike Sailor Mercury, I think she does do somewhat more of a life balance with going to school, doing her shrine stuff, and then also hanging out with friends.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we've got a character wrapped up in academia.
Yes.
We have a character wrapped up in spirituality and religion.
Yes. Very true.
The next character's gonna love food. No, wait, but that's Usagi already. 9 out of 10. The next character is
I
gonna be
can't
a real
say- I can't-
gearhead.
Gearhead?
We're gonna have somebody who fixes machines. I bet that's coming up.
I can't say anything.
Just to fill out our list of our.
You don't know how close
tropes.
you are in some ways.
Well, just-
that is all I will say.
I'm just guessing.
Okay. All right.
Let's rate it.
So episode 11, 1 to 5 roses, 5 being the most awesome. I am going to give this one 4 roses. And then, how about you, Cal?
Another 3.
Really?
I think. Well,
Okay.
this is the problem with going on a scale of 5, which I don't want to change, but I guess I might say 4, but I don't want to say 4 because you said 4. If you had said 7, I could have said 6. If you had said 8, I could have said 7, but
Yeah.
it's fine. I'm trying to get more fastidious with my ratings here because
That's fair.
it was not a 1 or a 2 for sure.
Right.
Was it a 4? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of fun moments, especially now that we're getting sort of into this season here. I feel like we are building to something,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of ready for. I think I've said this before on the show, but I'm kind of ready for where we're going. It's not. I'm out. I probably should give it 4 just because I feel out of the doldrums that I complained about a couple episodes ago, where I was
Right.
like Usagi, I was like, I can't live like this anymore. Like,
Yes.
is it just going to be a monster every week and just some horrible addition to the dystopia that is Tokyo?
Yeah.
And the show's changed and it's definitely developing, but there are flashes in this episode. If we did halves, and I think we probably do, I would go 3.5, but I'm going to go 3. There are flashes of some great stuff, and I'm sure the show will continue to evolve, but this one is a 3.
Okay. My English title, I really hope my English titles are okay. Sometimes I feel like they're not Englishy enough. But
Turn up the English.
my English
Put
title
a little English on it.
Yeah, my English title is Trust Not Mechanical Bears.
That's okay.
Okay.
Mine is Dream Princess Attack.
Okay.
No, I'm not done.
Oh, sorry.
Dream Princess Attack. The dumb bunny eats ice cream.
I like it. Next episode, we are talking about episode number 12. Watashi date kare ga hoshi. Gokusen no Wana in Japanese, or I Want a Boyfriend, the luxury cruise ship is a trap, the English translation, and the English title, Cruise Blues.
I just can't. I just can't.
They're too dumb to even comment on. Do we want to give it a dumber title? We've talked about doing that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we haven't heard it yet, right?
Well,
We
that's
gotta
true.
watch the episode, but
So,
all right.
so maybe we'll do that next time. Well, that's it for our show this week. In the name of the moon, we'll be punishing you next week with another episode of Sailor Noob.
All the pollen.